Hey everyone, it's Bill McCafferty here. Today is Friday, August 21st, 2020. Hope you had a great week. Hope you got a lot accomplished. Hope you're staying grounded and safe. And I hope all is well in your world. So like I do every Friday, I come on and give an episode. So today is episode number 26, A Day in the Life of an Asset Manager / Note Investor. Like we do every episode, we go over the asset management portfolio first, which is PMR2. And if you have noticed, I haven't been on in a couple weeks, so today's data is across 3 weeks. So it's 3 weeks worth of data for PMR2. Files that I'm actively managing right now, 111 files. That is made up of about 25 different note investors. It's mostly non-performing seconds, some non-performing first, and the majority of them are from 2 active clients of mine, 2 big funds in the business. New files that I boarded over the last 3 weeks, 3 new files. That was from an old client that I haven't been working anything for a little while. Purchased 3 new files, so we got him moving again on 3 new files. New borrower contacts over the last 3 weeks. 2 new borrower contacts. I have not sent out any loss mitigation forms. I did receive 1 loss mitigation form that we processed, which led me to sending out borrower options to that borrower. So 1 borrower option form sent out. New loan mods sent out. That's 3. So that was good. That's about 1 per week over the last 3 weeks. New loan mods processed and moving forward. 2. No new payoffs sent out or processed. We had 1 foreclosure sale, which was postponed. We had 1 new bankruptcy file, which is the foreclosure sale that was postponed. And we're actually going to talk about that particular file in today's case study. No files wiped. So that's what's going on in PMR2. Things are starting to move forward with the courts and the foreclosures. Things are picking up. There's still some states and counties that have things on hold. But mostly things are starting to move forward. So before we jump into the case study, let's touch on my portfolio, which is PDRS. I've been doing some due diligence on some assets, some non-performing seconds, and some performing seconds. Had a family emergency situation here over the last few weeks, so I was all geared up to make some purchases here in August. So things have slowed down a little bit on my end. So I hope to make that purchase sometime in September. So right now, like I said, I'm just reviewing and doing some due diligence on some non-performing seconds and on some reperforming seconds to get ready for that purchase for my own portfolio. So that's what's going on in both portfolios. Let's get rocking on the case study, which is Duncannon, PA, my Duncannon, PA case study. Before I dive into the case study, I just want to share something so everybody is clear on something. So when you have a first and a second mortgage, what determines if a mortgage is a first mortgage or a second mortgage is a homeowner takes out a mortgage on a property. And that gets recorded in the county records. So once that mortgage is recorded in the county records, that's what determines what mortgage it is. So if it's the first mortgage recorded in the county records, for that borrower on that property, it's a first mortgage. Once something's recorded after that, it could be recorded 5 minutes after it or 5 years after it. That's now a second mortgage. So I just want you to keep that in mind as we go through our case study here. So let's dive into our case study. This particular loan was a non-performing first when we purchased it back in October of 2018. The loan balance on this particular non-performing loan was $34K. Last payment on this loan was August of 2011. So it's been a while since this borrower made a payment. That takes the payoff to well over $50K, with the owed interest, the owed late fees. So right away, once we got this file boarded, real quick, the fair market value on this particular property was $75K. It was a multi-unit. I believe it's a multi-unit. It's like 2 or 3 units. I'm not positive if it's 2 or 3. It's the nature of the beast. Sometimes when you're working assets, you're not always sure, what your clients see or what they do their due diligence on. I just know I'm working it and I got to get something done. So we started foreclosure on this particular file in November of 2018. We started moving forward with the foreclosure. We sent out a demand letter. We filed our complaint. The complaint was served. No contact with the borrower throughout 2019. In February of 2020, we got our judgment. And a little while after that, we were able to get a sale set for August of 2020. Like I said, that was the sale that we just postponed. So right after the judgment was filed in March, we received a phone call from the borrower's attorney. The borrower's attorney sent my attorney what's called a subordination agreement. The subordination agreement was basically showing our attorney that we're not a first mortgage, that there's actually another mortgage on the property. The originator of the mortgage that we bought actually signed this subordination agreement, allowing the other mortgage to go into first. So a little confusing there, but what goes on is it's what I shared with you. When a mortgage gets recorded first in the county records, that becomes a first mortgage. Something that's recorded after it becomes a second. So in this particular situation, the original loans on this property, there was a first and a second mortgage. When they were recorded out of order. So the mortgage that we thought was a first mortgage that we purchased was really a second mortgage. And even on title, it showed that we were the first mortgage. But this subordination agreement was actually signed by the originator, stating that there was a mistake and that the one mortgage should be the first and our mortgage is now the second. Not only was that signed, but that was also recorded in the county. So not real sure why it wasn't on title. Having a conversation with my attorney and even another attorney just to make sure I'm being told the correct information. Even if we tried to fight this, we're going to lose it. So, our best bet is to just accept the fact that there's a subordination agreement that was signed and recorded that put us back in second position. So this changes the whole game. If you remember, I shared with you, we purchased a $34K mortgage. Fair market value on the property was $75K. It's a multi-unit. Which is what makes me believe the borrowers want to keep this property. Now, when this subordination agreement came out, basically it's showing a first mortgage on the property of over $200K, right? Fair market value, $75K. Another mortgage now in first position, over $200K. And there's our $34K second mortgage. So, a deal that we thought we basically had tons of equity coverage. We're in first position. No matter where this thing was going to end, we were going to be in good spot. We'd either take back a multi-unit. My client would then own a multi-unit and be able to rent it out. Maybe the homeowner would come out. We would get something done. But, we're in full control, right? $75K fair market value and our mortgage at $34K. So this kind of makes the whole thing a little different. But it's what I always share with people when I'm talking about this business. You kind of got to figure out ways to take the emotion out of it. Kind of not get too caught up in the numbers, like if I'm actually going to rehab this property or I'm going to actually take possession and own this property. A lot of crazy things happen even on deals where there's no equity or it just doesn't look like it's going to make sense. So, here we are, right? Fair market value, $75K. A first mortgage showing up now of over $200K, and our second, $34K with a payoff of over $50K. So come July, homeowners filed Chapter 7 bankruptcy. So, I've stated before, and I'll let you know again, Chapter 7 bankruptcy is a homeowner filing bankruptcy to discharge their debt. The mortgage liens still exist on the property, but the homeowner truly isn't liable anymore for the mortgages once they go through Chapter 7 and the Chapter 7 bankruptcy is discharged. Chapter 7 bankruptcy is a very good tool for homeowners that need to get rid of a lot of credit card and a lot of unsecured debt. It kind of wipes all that out, and now it frees up money to pay on the mortgages if they want to stay in the property, right? Because what I said is the mortgages are still a lien on the property. So if somebody wants to stay in the property, they still need to address it, even though they're personally not liable for the mortgage anymore. So on this particular deal, like I said, they filed bankruptcy in July. We found out when that happens, since we already had a sale set in some states, we can just postpone our sale out a few months, because when a homeowner files Chapter 7, it usually takes about 3 to 4 months for the bankruptcy to be discharged. And, lenders can now move forward on trying to get possession of the property. During bankruptcy, you're not allowed to talk to a borrower directly. Attorneys can talk to each other. So that's what was going on. Our attorneys were going back and forth. At the same time, these borrowers filed Chapter 7. They understand that in 3 or 4 months, they're going to have to deal with the situation again if they want to keep the property. So we were able to postpone our sale out into November of this year. But over the last few weeks, going back and forth, we agreed actually to a payoff with the homeowner. So the payoff's not due until the end of October. But that's how that deal went. A lot of things happened there, right? We purchased a loan that we thought we were in first position. We went down the pipeline of the foreclosure process. We got a sale set. Out comes an attorney with a subordination agreement that now puts us in second position. Now we're in second position on a deal that's totally upside down. Homeowner files bankruptcy, but we agreed to a payoff. How about that? So, we'll see in, 3 months here, if they come through with the payoff. If they don't, we have a right to go after the property. We have a sale set, in November, and most likely, the Chapter 7 bankruptcy will be discharged, sometime in October. So that's my case study here. I hope you enjoyed it. Enjoy the rest of the day. Finish off the week here strong. Have a great weekend. Enjoy some time with the family. Get rejuvenated. Stay grounded. And get ready for next week. Talk to you soon.